deep inside the forest. Today we're heading deep into the wilderness, far away from roads, cities, and the comfort of modern life. The goal isn't simply to spend a day in the forest, it's to build a safe treehouse using simple materials and survive whatever nature decides to throw our way. No heavy machinery, no professional construction equipment, only determination, basic tools, and the surrounding forest. Let's begin the journey. As the adventure starts, the forest immediately shows its beauty. Tall trees stretch high into the sky, while dense green vegetation covers almost every inch of the ground. Every step forward requires careful attention because uneven terrain, slippery soil, and hidden roots can easily cause accidents. Finding the perfect location is one of the most important parts of any survival project. Instead of rushing into construction, time is spent exploring the area carefully. A strong tree is essential. It must have healthy roots, a sturdy trunk, and enough surrounding space to support a platform safely. Choosing the wrong tree could mean rebuilding everything from scratch later. After several minutes of searching, one tree stands out from the rest. Its trunk is thick. Its branches are positioned well. Most importantly, the surrounding area provides enough room for building and working comfortably. Now the real project can begin. Before carrying materials upward, the work area needs to be prepared. Loose branches are cleared away. Small plants are moved aside. Working safely is always more important than working quickly. Even simple preparation can save hours later. The first challenge is reaching the desired height. Since there isn't an existing ladder, a temporary climbing system must be created. Every movement is slow and deliberate. Balancing while carrying tools several meters above the ground requires patience and confidence. One mistake could end the entire project. Once positioned above the ground, measurements begin. The builder carefully studies how the platform should fit around the trunk. A balanced platform distributes weight more evenly and creates a much stronger foundation. Although the final shelter may appear simple, everything depends on this first stage. If the foundation isn't secure, nothing built afterward will last. Large wooden poles are lifted into place. Handling long pieces of timber while standing high in a tree isn't easy. Each beam has to be positioned carefully before being tied or secured. Gravity constantly works against every movement. Progress may seem slow, but careful construction produces better results than rushing. The forest itself provides many of the natural resources needed. Instead of relying entirely on manufactured materials, available timber becomes part of the structure. This approach keeps the shelter lightweight while blending naturally into the environment. As more beams are added, the shape of the future platform slowly becomes visible. At first, it looks like only a few random pieces of wood, but every support has a purpose. Each one increases stability. Each one shares the overall weight of the structure. Little by little, the skeleton of the treehouse comes together. Construction in remote forests also demands constant awareness. Weather can change rapidly. Strong winds can appear without warning. Rain can transform dry ground into slippery mud within minutes. Planning ahead is just as important as building itself. With the primary supports installed, attention turns toward creating a safe standing surface. Additional crossbeams are placed across the frame. These help distribute pressure and reduce movement whenever someone walks across the platform. Testing every connection becomes part of the building process. Nothing is assumed to be secure without checking it first. Hours pass. The physical effort becomes obvious. Lifting timber repeatedly while climbing up and down the tree consumes enormous energy. Every completed section represents dozens of careful movements. The project may look simple on camera, but every improvement requires hard work behind the scenes. Gradually, the platform begins looking like an actual treehouse rather than just a collection of wooden poles. Standing space increases. Movement becomes easier. The structure feels more stable with every new support. This marks a major milestone in the construction. The foundation is no longer an idea. It's becoming reality. Before ending this stage, another inspection is carried out. Loose joints are tightened. Support beams are checked once again. Any small weakness discovered now is much easier to repair than after the shelter is finished. Building carefully today means surviving safely tomorrow. As the sun slowly moves across the sky, the first major phase reaches completion. The base structure stands firmly above the forest floor, ready for flooring, walls, and eventually a roof. But the hardest challenges are still ahead. Dark clouds are beginning to gather in the distance, hinting that nature may soon test everything built today. With the foundation finally secured, it's time to transform this wooden platform into a place that can actually provide protection. Standing several meters above the forest floor already offers a better view of the surrounding jungle, but without walls or a roof, there's no defense against changing weather. The next phase is all about creating shelter. The floor receives additional wooden supports. Every plank is carefully positioned so there are no dangerous gaps between them. A solid floor isn't only about comfort. It creates stability for every task that follows. Whether preparing food, sleeping, or simply walking around, everything depends on having a reliable surface beneath your feet. The builder constantly checks every connection. Even if something appears strong, it's tested again. In survival construction, confidence comes from inspection, not assumption. A few extra minutes spent strengthening weak points can prevent serious problems later. Now comes one of the most interesting parts of the build. Large sheets of heavy-duty plastic are unfolded. Unlike traditional wooden walls, plastic offers several important advantages. It's lightweight, it's waterproof, it's easy to transport. Most importantly, it can provide quick protection from wind and rain. The plastic is carefully stretched across the frame. Pulling it tight is essential. Loose material would flap violently in the wind, creating noise and increasing the chance of tearing. Each corner is secured one by one. Every knot matters. Every fastening point increases the shelter's ability to survive harsh weather. As more sections are covered, the structure begins looking less like a platform and more like a true treehouse. For the first time, there's a defined living space. Inside, the atmosphere immediately changes. The shelter blocks direct sunlight while creating shade from the heat. Working high above the ground brings its own unique challenges. Every tool has to be handled carefully. Dropping equipment means climbing all the way down to retrieve it. Efficiency becomes just as important as strength. Each movement is planned before it's made. The roof is one of the most critical components. Rainwater always follows gravity. Even a small opening can allow water to enter and soak the interior. The builder carefully overlaps each section of plastic, creating natural drainage that encourages water to flow away instead of collecting on top. The shelter slowly takes shape. The walls begin surrounding the platform. The roof extends overhead. open forest becomes a protected living space. Hours of work are finally paying off. Looking around from inside the treehouse reveals an incredible perspective. The forest stretches in every direction. Leaves move gently in the breeze. Birds occasionally pass through the canopy. For a brief moment, everything feels peaceful. But nature rarely stays calm for long. Weather begins to change. Dark clouds begin gathering above the forest. The sunlight gradually fades. The air feels heavier. Wind starts moving through the trees with increasing strength. Experienced outdoor builders recognize these warning signs immediately. A storm is approaching. Instead of stopping, final adjustments are made quickly. Additional ropes are tightened. Loose plastic is secured once more. Every exposed edge is inspected carefully. Preparation before bad weather often determines whether a shelter survives or fails. The first raindrops begin falling. At first, they're light, almost refreshing after hours of hard work. But within minutes, the weather changes dramatically. The rainfall becomes heavier. The sound of water hitting the plastic roof grows louder. Soon it becomes almost impossible to hear anything else. Powerful winds now sweep through the forest canopy. Tall trees begin swaying from side to side. Branches bend under tremendous pressure. Leaves fly through the air in every direction. The peaceful forest has transformed into a violent storm. Inside the shelter, the plastic walls begin moving with every gust. The material flexes repeatedly, absorbing the force of the wind. The ropes holding everything together are now being tested to their limits. This is the moment every survival shelter must face. Can it withstand nature's power? Rain pounds continuously against the roof. Water runs down every side of the shelter. Outside visibility decreases dramatically. The storm has finally moved on. What only moments ago felt like an unstoppable force of nature has now become a distant sound fading deeper into the forest. The trees slowly stop swaying. Raindrops continue falling from the leaves, creating a peaceful rhythm that fills the entire jungle. It's one of the most beautiful moments after heavy rain. The forest comes alive in a completely different way. The first task is inspecting the shelter. Every rope is checked once again. Every support beam is examined carefully. The plastic covering has done exactly what it was designed to do. Despite facing strong winds and hours of heavy rainfall, the structure remains standing. That alone is a rewarding feeling. Small puddles of water are removed from the platform. Any loose materials are secured again. Good survival habits never stop once construction is complete. Maintenance is just as important as building. Even a strong shelter requires constant attention. Now that immediate danger has passed, the focus shifts toward comfort. After spending an entire day lifting timber, climbing trees, and battling bad weather, it's finally time to prepare a well-deserved meal. A simple cooking area is arranged inside the shelter. The necessary equipment is unpacked carefully. Every movement is deliberate because space inside the treehouse is limited. Even basic cooking becomes an interesting challenge when your kitchen is built several meters above the forest floor. As the stove is prepared, the atmosphere changes completely. The sound of cooking replaces the sound of rain. The smell of warm food slowly spreads throughout the shelter. After hours of physical labor, even the simplest meal feels like a feast. One of the greatest rewards in outdoor living is appreciating things we often take for granted. Hot food, dry clothes, a safe place to rest. While waiting for the meal to finish, there's finally time to enjoy the incredible surroundings. The forest has become calm once again. Mist rises gently between the trees. The fresh smell of wet earth fills the air. Everything feels cleaner after the rain. Nature has a remarkable ability to restore itself almost immediately after even the strongest storms. The food is finally ready. It's simple, it's practical. But after such a demanding day, every bite tastes satisfying. Moments like these remind us that luxury isn't always about expensive things. Sometimes true comfort comes from earning your meal after honest hard work. As daylight begins disappearing behind the trees, the forest enters another transformation. The bright greens slowly fade into deep shadows. Birdsong becomes quieter. Night insects begin replacing the sounds of daytime wildlife. The jungle prepares for another long night. Inside the shelter, everything feels surprisingly peaceful. The plastic walls protect against the cool evening breeze. The elevated platform keeps the sleeping area away from the damp forest floor. Even though the shelter was built in only one day using simple materials, it now provides exactly what every survival shelter should: protection, warmth, security. Darkness gradually surrounds the treehouse. Only small amounts of light remain filtering through the canopy. Far away, occasional animal calls echo through the forest. Every unfamiliar sound serves as a reminder that humans are only visitors in this environment. Nature always belongs to its original inhabitants. Despite being surrounded by wilderness, there's a unique sense of calm. The shelter has already proven itself during the storm. That confidence makes resting much easier. Instead of worrying about every gust of wind, attention shifts toward appreciating the peaceful sounds of the forest at night. Hours pass quietly. The rain has completely stopped. Fresh air continues flowing through the trees. The forest never truly becomes silent. Instead, it replaces one orchestra of sounds with another. Crickets, tree frogs, gentle wind, dripping water. Together, they create the soundtrack of the wilderness. Eventually, morning begins to arrive. The first rays of sunlight slowly break through the canopy. Golden light shines across the wet leaves, making every drop of water sparkle like tiny crystals. The forest looks completely different from the day before. Fresh, bright, alive. Stepping outside the shelter reveals the true reward for all the hard work. The elevated view stretches across the surrounding trees. Morning mist floats peacefully between the trunks. Birds welcome the new day with energetic songs. It's difficult not to pause and simply admire the scenery. Looking back at the completed treehouse, it's remarkable how much has changed within a single day. What began as an empty tree deep inside the forest has become a functional shelter capable of protecting against one of nature's toughest challenges. Every piece of wood, every rope, every sheet of plastic, every hour of effort. Together they created something much greater than the individual materials themselves. This project isn't only about building. It's about patience, planning, problem solving, respecting nature instead of trying to conquer it. The forest constantly reminds us that preparation matters. Small decisions made early often determine success later. The heavy storm served as the ultimate test. Without that challenge, the shelter's true strength would never have been proven. Sometimes difficulties don't stop progress. They reveal the quality of the work behind it. As the equipment is packed and the campsite is cleaned, one final look is taken at the treehouse. Leaving no unnecessary waste behind is an important part of responsible outdoor living. Nature provides incredible experiences, and it's our responsibility to protect it for future generations. Today's journey has shown that with determination, creativity, and careful planning, it's possible to build a comfortable temporary shelter even in challenging wilderness conditions. Every project teaches something new. Every adventure builds experience. And every challenge becomes another story worth sharing. Thank you for joining this incredible forest adventure. If you enjoyed watching this treehouse come to life, from the first wooden beam to surviving powerful rain and wind, don't forget to support the original creator of this amazing project. Your support encourages more creative outdoor survival builds and wilderness adventures like this. Until the next adventure, stay safe, keep exploring, and never stop learning from nature.
Subscribe for more builds and crafts.